George Takei wrote a powerful op-ed for Fox News Opinion, The 7 Things I Am Grateful For. The star of Broadway's Allegiance joins us in the FoxNews.com studio to discuss. Welcome.
Good to be here.
It is great to have you here. So many fans have gathered around to greet you.
They are here, aren't they?
Well, yeah, very excited. Now, in your op-ed, you speak of 7 things that you're grateful for. And one of the common themes that you mention is how you're grateful for being an American. But you also spent a portion of your life in a Japanese American internment camp. So explain how that impacted your view of our nation.
Well, I was a child then, so I really didn't understand it.
Yeah.
And one of the ironic memories I have is I started school in a swamp in Arkansas in a black tar paper barrack, and every morning we began the day with the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I could see the barbed wire fence and the sentry towers right outside my schoolhouse window as I recited the words, "with liberty and justice for all." So, you know, I have those memories. But as a teenager, I started reading history books, civics books, reading about the American Revolution and the ideals that they fought for, our Constitution. And I couldn't relate those shining ideals that they were talking about with what I knew to be my childhood imprisonment. And I searched and searched in history books, in other places, couldn't find any information about the internment story. And my only source then became my father, who in the middle of his life lost everything, his business, our home, our freedom, and yet this man was able to explain to me our democracy. He said, our democracy is a people's democracy, and the people have both opposite capacities to do great things and like articulate those ideals that I've been reading about.
Right.
But they also are fallible human beings, and that's what we have to contend with. And then one Sunday afternoon, he took me to downtown Los Angeles' Adlai Stevenson for President headquarters. And he said, these people are passionate people who believe and cherish in our American ideals. That's what makes our democracy possible.
Right.
As you know, Governor Stevenson didn't win, but my father said that in a democracy that happens, you keep on keeping on.
What a very eloquent way for him to explain that to you, especially as a teenager. But you've taken the story of your family and you've turned it in by writing and starring into a Broadway musical, Allegiance. So how did that tale really impact not only your story, but what is it that you want the audience to take away when they leave the theater?
My life has been shaped and formed by that experience and also the lesson that my father gave me and what I've experienced in life. Because of that Adlai Stevenson for President campaign, I became involved in other social justice causes, the civil rights movement, marching with Dr. Martin Luther King, the peace movement during the Vietnam War, and in the movement to get an apology and redress for that unconstitutional incarceration. The Congress created a commission and to try to find the reason for that failure of our government.
Yeah.
And they found that it was 3 things: race prejudice, 2, war hysteria, and 3, failure of political leadership. And so that shaped who I am. And to be able to take that story and share it on the Broadway stage with a wonderful cast,
yeah.
a glorious cast, Lea Salonga, Tony Award-winning singer, actress,
Disney princess.
Disney princess, and to try to have the American people understand the whole scope of American history, to learn from it so that we don't repeat that kind of mistake again, for which President Ronald Reagan in 1988 apologized.
Well, there seems to be a bit of a parallel between the message you're giving in Allegiance and Donald Trump's rhetoric about banning Muslim entry, which you've mentioned. You said in a video, and this is a quote, that to come to the show to get a glimpse of what it was like for families like mine who were unjustly imprisoned thanks to a politics of fear, much like the one you campaign on. Can you expand on that?
Well, it was that put us in those prison camps. My father also told me about the Attorney General in California at that time. He was a brilliant man, and he was also an ambitious man. That was his human fallibility. He would do anything to succeed and get his ambition. Attorney General wanted to be the governor. He saw that the single most popular issue was the get rid of the Japs movement. And so this Attorney General, who knew the law, became an outspoken leader of that movement. And he made an amazing statement. He said there have been no reports of sabotage or spying or fifth column activity by Japanese Americans. And that is ominous because the Japanese are inscrutable. You don't know what they're thinking, and so we better lock them up before they do anything. So for this Attorney General, the absence of evidence was the evidence, and that put pressure on President Roosevelt, and that happened. So, you know, it's the use of fear and ignorance to sweep the country with hysteria does these horrible things. And we want to prevent that sort of thing from happening again. And so I've worked with Donald Trump before.
Yes, Celebrity
Apprentice.
Apprentice.
On his Celebrity Apprentice. I was fired, but I still maintain our team had the better window. But so, you know, with that relationship, I invited him to come see Allegiance because he would learn something from it. We extended that invitation, and I ended it with saying, if you're, we extend the invitation and come. If you're chicken, don't.
And you've heard anything back? Or?
So far, no.
Okay, so
but
far, no comment.
The invitation is open.
Right.
We'd be happy to welcome him and be my guest. I will pay for his ticket.
Well, that is a formal invitation. That is a formal invitation, Mr. Trump. Well, thank you for being here with us today.
Great chatting with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. For more on George Takei, follow him on Twitter, and to read his op-ed, go to foxnewsopinion.com. I'm Diana Falzone. Thanks for watching.